Hey y'all, what's up? I'm back. I came back only for a few minutes because I gotta go. But I just saw this and I wanted to talk about it real quick. Ray J, we gotta talk. Come sit on the couch, Ray J. We gotta talk. Um First of all, I want to say this was on Instagram, but um hopefully I hope Ray J is okay. I hope he is doing well mentally. I hope he's doing well mentally. I hope everything is fine. Um, but I just wanted to kind of address it, talk about it, give my opinion. This is solely based on my opinion. This short live is going to it's only for education, entertainment purposes only. What I'm going to talk about has been reported in news and things like that, and so everything is alleged. um and some things, everything is alleged unless it's fact, child. So I saw online that they said Ray J had uploaded some posts on his social media last night, and it appears that the post that he put up was kind of implicating that he was going to unalive himself, or maybe he had some thoughts about it, or maybe or just contemplating life. um, and some of them said, I don't know if this from his Instagram. It looks like from Instagram. He was sitting somewhere. Child, they talking about he was sitting on a ledge, but I don't know if he was sitting on a ledge now. But because it's dark and you can't really see. But the wording on there, it said, trying to figure it out. Maybe this life was which I'm gonna fill it in for him because he said illusion, but in illusion. Maybe the next life was my real reality, right? And then his little caption talking about, if it wasn't for what if it wasn't for my kids, I would I don't even know if I can say this on YouTube. Basically, if it wasn't for his kids, he would end it all right now. Ray J, what are you saying? What are you saying, Ray J? We need to check on Ray J. Brandy, Miss Norwood, we got to go over there and check on Ray J. But then after all of that, people was, I guess they were checking on him, make sure everything was all right. He showed another picture with his feet dangling off the side of the ledge. But it's dark, so you can't really tell like what his feet are dangling off of for real. I'm gonna say that when I look at the picture, you can't really tell. Um, but he said, should I just end it right now? What, Ray J? But then he comes back. They said that it looks like he was with Princess Love. And it was indicated that he was drinking when he put the post up. And he wasn't hospitalized or anything. And allegedly he was just quote unquote messing around. Messing around? This is nothing to mess around with. Don't you know that alcohol is strongly associated with someone, unaliving themselves? Don't you know that alcohol, if drinking alcohol is 8 times greater, that it's most likely that someone would unalive themselves, right? There are reasons that people drink, right? People drink to increase their positive emotions, or you are drinking because you are trying to decrease the negative emotions that you're having. So that puts you in a few categories. One, you drinking because people drink, it's exciting, right? uh People drink socially, uh and people drink to conform to whatever situation that they're in. But also people drink to cope, right? To forget about whatever's going on, to forget about their worries. Now, he wasn't around nobody, it looked like, when he was sitting wherever he was sitting, right? It didn't look like he was excited or anything. It was in the dark, looked like he was outside. You could see the moon child in the background and all of this. So what didn't look like he was celebrating or anything like that. um and so it appears, right, if he had been drinking, that Was he drinking? I don't know. He could have been drinking after a party or whatever, but it didn't look like he was drinking because he was excited or there was a social event or anything like that. So the only thing that could be led to believe, allegedly, is that he had been drinking, and he was drinking to, decrease whatever, thoughts he was having, or to cope with whatever is going on, to basically forget about his worries. But Ray J, don't you know that alcohol lowers your inhibitions? Don't you know that alcohol lowers someone's judgment? Don't you know that people use alcohol as a coping mechanism? Don't you know all of these things? You know, this is not something to mess around with. Definitely not something to mess around with. Um and if I was anywhere near him, any part of his family, and things like that, because he mentioned, his children, if it wasn't for them or whatever, I would be concerned. I would really be concerned about Ray J, and make sure that he is not, left alone. Make sure that he has someone to talk to, whether those are friends, whether those are, I feel like celebrities need a therapist, always close, always close. Someone that they can confide in, someone that they can, is a third party that can kind of give you their perspective without any bias and things like that, right? Always have them on call, because we talked about before, the fame will blind you. And people think, these people that are celebrities and stuff like this, that a lot of people still think, most people have their eyes open, like, oh, okay, they live a regular life just like everybody else. But
And that is one of the ways, right?
some
Taking care of
people,
yourself.
hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm back. But some people still think that these celebrities live a great life. They don't have any problems. Everything is fine. Everything is peaches and cream. But they are regular, just like everybody else. They just got a little bit more money than you do. But in my opinion, if you got a little bit more money, then that means you got a lot more resources than the regular folk. So you got to keep you a therapist handy, right? You got to keep a therapist on call for when you feel like, okay, I need to start drinking because I got to forget about everything. I got to forget about my worries. I got to, numb everything right now, everything that's going on, everything I'm feeling. And who knows what's going on. It was alleged that he was with Princess Love. So I guess, maybe, she was kind of able to talk to him and things like that. But this doesn't look like somebody messing around, especially when somebody, puts their kids in the caption, because people don't play about kids, right? And first of all, I don't know why this would be. I would want to know, Ray J, from, did someone say, okay, my question would be, did someone say, okay, just let them know you was messing around, so that nobody really gets to the point where they like, okay, something going on with Ray J, he needs, some help right now. Or were you really messing around? If it's the latter, I would definitely be concerned, because everybody knows that mental health is something that you don't mess around about, right? And the last time that we saw Ray J on live, he was airing out his dirty laundry with whatever happened with Kim or whatever. And he was saying, then, I have kids too. I got kids I got to worry about too. I got to think about them too. And he was worried about the way that he was being perceived. Right. So I know doggone well you ain't got on her saying you was messing around about no mental health, because that ain't no good look. That's not a good look, Ray J. Right. So it appears to me that Ray J needs somebody to talk to, that Ray J needs somebody to confide in, that's not in the limelight, right? That that's not one of his friends. He needs a third party, someone that's not gonna, because remember when he was talking about Kim K on that live, his friend, he had said his friends, all his friends and stuff like that was telling him allegedly, don't do, don't do it right now, don't say nothing right now or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And try to kind of sway him into not talking about it and things like that. But then again, he was like, nah, this is my reputation. I have kids and things like this. So this to me is a cry for help. This is a cry for help. Even if it's just, I really do need somebody to talk to, and somebody that's not going to give me the riffraff. Somebody that's not just going to tell me, oh, no, you're going to be good. Somebody that's not just going to tell me, oh, you got coin, you good. Like, because people really believe that if you got a little coin, you should be fine. Like, that your mental should be fine. But it's really, honestly, for real, more money, more problems. Because now you think about it, you got more money and now you got more choices. Now you don't just have one decision to make, you got 1,000 decisions to make. Because especially if you a person who got a little coin, and you especially if you're an entrepreneur, or shoot, even if you self-employed, because the buck stops right at you. So when you get that little coin, you got to figure out how to keep it. And that's stress within itself. That's totally different than somebody going to a 9 to 5 every day. They go at 9, they clock in, or even if they ain't clocking in, they might be on salary. They go, they leave, they go, they leave, and they go home and mind their business. An entrepreneur, now, well, I mean, you could, some entrepreneurs, right? But self-employed, you clocking in at 1 a.m. and you ain't leaving till 1:05 a.m. So your mind steady running about how you gonna keep this money. You see what I'm saying? Now Ray J might not have that problem, but he still got a lot of decisions to make. Right? He still might have people turn him down. He still might have people that are in his life that he don't know if they for real with him or not. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to that point, you got that type of money, you don't know who friend or foe, right? And people talk such a good game nowadays, that you will never be able to figure out if they really your friend or your foe. It could be years that you figure that out, right? So now you got to walk around every day on eggshells, basically, even though you got a coin. Like, I would imagine that it is really a difficult life to live. Then on top of that, you can hardly go anywhere. And if you do, you got to have how many people behind you watching your back? And are they really watching your back? Like, these are the things that I would be thinking about. Like, God know who to put in what positions, baby. Because you mean to tell me you can't even go, celebrities, they can hardly even go to the grocery store. You mean to tell me I can't go to the store to get a gallon of milk by myself? What type of life is that? What type of life is that? And really, when you think about it, you willing to live that type of life to really, to be able to take care of your family and things like that or whatever. But like, really, to make it in this world, right? You got to live that kind of life. Like, it's crazy when you think about it. So for people who think that he should be good, I wouldn't think that any celebrity is good, for real, for real. Y'all see what happened to what's the girl? The girl that was with Johnny Depp. Oh Lord, that story right there. Oh my God. What was her name? What is the lady name that was with Johnny? Amber. Girl, they didn't found Amber over in Spain with her baby to get away from these folks. and they followed her over there trying to get pictures and stuff. And she trying to live her life with her baby. Like, being a celebrity, I wouldn't imagine that it's really a fun thing. Like, on one end, you get to do what you want to do, but then on the other end, it's like you do have, I would imagine you do have a lot of worries, right? A lot of sad moments, just grieving the things that you either used to be able to do, right? Now, if you grew up in a family that's always been famous, you may not have that problem because you don't know no better. But if you somebody who acquired fame, you are grieving the things or the lifestyle that you used to have, right? Some of the things where you was able to walk down the street by yourself, go to the store alone, things like that, right? So I would imagine it's very difficult. So I would be worried about Ray J at this point. And if it's really not him, really having issues or anything like that, needed somebody to talk to, if it is quote unquote just messing around, that ain't nothing to mess around with, Ray J, because people do use alcohol and other substances to cope with things, and sometimes you don't think that that's what you're doing, but if you find somebody that's continuing to drink, on a more regular basis, instead of drinking socially, now they drinking by themselves every day. It turns to things like that. The mood is changing. Things are just different with them. The behaviors that they're engaging in are not normal behaviors for them. Then we need to look at getting some help. Like, I don't think that, in my opinion, that he would have put something like that online, especially the way that, how it appears that he's very passionate, about his kids and stuff, and how his kids see him and perceive him and things like that. So I wouldn't imagine that Ray J will put something like that online and saying he just messing around. Right? Maybe life is lifing, at this point. Things are getting more difficult, you know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out things with whatever is going on. But I would really want to make sure that he has somebody to talk to on a regular basis, to really manage his celebrity life. You know what I'm saying? To manage his celebrity life. So I just wanted to come in, y'all, and talk about that. I gotta go. But I had, because I'm like, Ray J, don't you know, like, it's an association between unaliving yourself and alcohol use. You know what I'm saying? You get that alcohol, your judgment is lower. And if you, like, to me, when you look at the picture, you can't tell if his legs are hanging off of something because it's dark. But if it was, like, your judgment ain't that good if you've been drinking, bro. And anything could happen if you really hanging off your leg, hanging off of something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just hope that everything is good, and he gets the help that he needs. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, y'all. Have a great rest of y'all afternoon. Have a good weekend, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.